The new provincial 911 standards are a positive step to ensure all citizens and visitors in Alberta receive reliable and consistent high-level service whenever they call 911 from anywhere in the province. So there's a number of things that the standards ensure is taking place for 911 centres in the province, namely that we have performance standards, so you're required to answer the call and transfer it through to the appropriate fire, EMS or police agency within a specific time frame, as well as things such as staffing levels, also infrastructure, making sure that you have the proper building and technology infrastructure to be able to answer and handle 911 calls, as well as things like a secondary center in case you had to evacuate, the technology in place to have redundancy if there's a power failure, that the 911 center does not go down, that they have redundant systems such as generators and those kinds of things. So it's a wide range of readiness to make sure that the critical 911 infrastructure is in place. There is funding attached to the standards. A few years ago, the wireless 911 levy was announced in the province, where the money that customers pay on their 911 bill for 911 service fees, that goes back to communication centers, or sorry, to 911 PSAPs in the province. And the government said that when we worked together to say, okay, let's create some standards to make sure that people are complying so that they're eligible for that grant funding. That grant funding money actually goes towards making sure centers are ready to comply with those standards. So the technology, the infrastructure, help with staffing, those kinds of things. So next generation 911 is definitely on the horizon. There are a multitude of different ways that callers will be able to connect to 911 in the future. Those will include things like text messaging, perhaps video one day. They're able to send pictures of the scene. There's, I mean, it's really endless as we go through, but for certain we know in the next few years, text with 911 will be available across Canada.